Greetings, YouTube. Today I bring you two stories, one about the Ten Commandments and one about society's perception of atheists. Now, the first is about a school board that voted to put up the Ten Commandments in a publicly funded school. A high school student took offense at this, and along with their parents, has sued the school board to have the Ten Commandments removed because it is an unconstitutional act. Now, it's important to remember that in the U.S., the government cannot endorse a particular religion, and in public schools, they cannot lead students in religious practices, prayers, teachings, what have you. And putting up the Ten Commandments in a public school is an endorsement. There is no way you can walk around that one. But the worst part of this case, in my opinion, is the fact that the school board is attempting to find out the identity of that student who is currently anonymous. And the reason they want to do this is pretty transparent. The public wants to bully this student into silence. They don't want this suit brought against their school board. This school board wants to make sure that they can keep up their religious statement in a public school. Now, there's nothing stopping these people from making their religious statements on their own time outside of the school. Every American can do that. I do it. Hold on a second. I just did it. Cool. Alright? But they're trying to intimidate a student, and that's morally reprehensible. Now, the second news story today is about the fact that atheists are viewed very poorly by the general public. They are, in fact, ranked up there with the same level of popularity that society holds for convicted rapists, which is kind of sad, because atheists are your fellow citizens. I was an atheist at one time in my life, and I am no longer, and even though I vehemently disagree with the atheist worldview, I still defend their right to hold that worldview. And the perception that someone cannot be just and moral and ethical just because they are not theistic is strange and rather barbaric to me. Now, I don't actually base my moral compass on my gods. My gods don't require that of me. My gods have encouraged me to pursue intellectual and emotional and spiritual pursuits that don't require their support. And because of that, I have pursued an intellectual path that has led me to Bernard Goertz's The Moral Rules. An excellent book, and I recommend it for everyone because it is a moral foundation free of theism. There is no gods in Goertz's book, The Moral Rules. And that is what I base my moral compass on. And I've encountered people who are baffled by the fact that I can have a moral compass without God or gods. That without the threat of retribution, they cannot perceive that you would be moral, that if they were suddenly in a situation where there were no gods to stop them, they would then spontaneously commit horrible acts without repercussion. Of course, the reality is they wouldn't do that, because that's not how people operate. You don't need the gods to keep you in line. So, I wish that people would treat atheists as what they are, your fellow citizens. Base your opinion about those individuals on those individuals' acts, and not whatever label you or they attach to them, because that is a whole lot more important.